Welcome to Talk Ready English. Listen, practice, and be ready to speak.
We are really glad you are here. Today, we are practicing how to speak up in meetings.
This is a big one because meetings can move quickly. Sometimes you have an idea, but the moment passes before you say anything.
I get that. Speaking up can feel scary, especially when you are still building confidence in English. But a few simple phrases can help you enter the conversation.
Before we start, I have to ask, are you the type of person who speaks right away in meetings?
Not always. If the meeting is new or the topic is complicated, I like to listen first and write down one short point.
That sounds calm. I once waited so long to speak that someone else said my idea first.
That is such a real meeting moment. You think, that was my idea, but your microphone stayed quiet.
Exactly. My brain was ready. My mouth was still loading.
I understand. I sometimes prepare one opening phrase before a meeting. Then I do not have to create the whole sentence under pressure.
That is useful. A prepared phrase is like a little door into the conversation.
Yes, today we will practice opening that door, adding a point, asking for space to speak, agreeing, disagreeing gently, and following up.
Let's start with the first problem. I want to speak, but I do not know how to begin.
A simple phrase is, "Can I add something here?" It is polite and useful when you want to join the conversation.
So I can say that before giving my idea.
Yes. For example, "Can I add something here? I think we should check the timeline again."
That feels much easier than jumping in with my full idea immediately.
Exactly. The opening phrase gives people a small signal that you want to speak.
What if the meeting is more formal?
Then you can say, "May I add one point?" It sounds a little more formal and very respectful.
So, can I add something here is natural, and may I add one point is more formal.
That is right. Both are useful. Choose the one that fits the meeting.
Now, let's say people are talking quickly. How can I speak without interrupting rudely?
I get that. A gentle phrase is, "Can I jump in for a second?" This means you want to say something briefly.
Is jump in okay at work?
In many everyday work meetings, yes, it sounds conversational. If you want to be safer, say, "Sorry to interrupt, but I have a quick question."
That phrase sounds polite because it includes sorry.
Yes, and quick question tells people you will be brief. For example, "Sorry to interrupt, but I have a quick question about the deadline."
What if I agree with someone and want to support their idea?
You can say, "I agree with that," or "That makes sense to me." These phrases are simple and professional.
Could I add my reason after that?
Yes, try, "I agree with that because it gives us more time to prepare." Adding a reason makes your comment stronger.
So speaking up does not always mean saying a new idea. It can mean supporting an idea.
Exactly. That is an important point. Agreeing clearly is also participation.
Now, what if I have a different opinion? This is where I get nervous.
That is very normal. A gentle phrase is, "I see your point, but I have a slightly different view."
That sounds respectful. It shows I listened first.
Yes, "I see your point" means you understand their idea. Then, a slightly different view makes your disagreement softer.
Can I say, I'm not sure that will work?
Yes, but it sounds better if you add context. For example, "I'm not sure that will work because the deadline is very close."
So give a reason, not just a negative sentence.
Exactly. A reason makes your opinion feel helpful, not just critical.
What if I am not sure about my idea, but I still want to share it?
That happens to everyone. You can say, "This is just a thought, but..." For example, "This is just a thought, but maybe we could test it with a small group first."
That phrase feels very safe.
It is soft, so use it when you are suggesting something carefully. It helps you speak even if your idea is not fully formed yet.
What about asking a question? Sometimes asking a good question is easier than giving a big opinion.
Absolutely. You can say, "Could you clarify one thing?" Or, "Can I ask a quick question?" These are great phrases for joining the conversation.
Clarify means explain more clearly.
Yes, for example, "Could you clarify the next step?" That question is useful and professional.
What if I missed something earlier in the meeting?
You can say, "Sorry, I may have missed this, but what is the deadline?" This sounds polite and honest.
I may have missed this. It feels less embarrassing than, I was lost for 5 minutes.
Yes, it keeps the focus on the information, not on your stress.
Now let's talk about online meetings. How do I speak up when everyone is on video?
Online meetings can be tricky. You can say, "Can you hear me okay?" before your point if there is a sound issue.
And if two people start talking at the same time?
A polite phrase is, "Sorry, go ahead." That means the other person can speak first.
And if they say, no, you go ahead, then I can speak.
Right. Then you can say, "Thanks, I just wanted to add one point."
What if I have a good point, but the meeting is almost over?
You can say, "Before we wrap up, can I add one thing?" Wrap up means finish.
That is useful. It catches the last moment before the meeting disappears.
Yes, and if there is no time, you can say, "I can follow up by email." That keeps the idea alive.
So speaking up can also happen after the meeting.
Definitely. A follow-up message is a great way to share an idea clearly, especially if speaking in the meeting felt too fast.
Let's do a deeper phrase section now.
Great. First, "Can I add something here?" Use it when you want to join the conversation.
Second, may I add one point? Use it in a more formal or careful meeting.
Third, "Can I jump in for a second?" Use it when you want to speak briefly.
Fourth, I see your point, but use it before a polite disagreement.
Fifth, "This is just a thought, but..." Use it when your idea is gentle or not fully final.
Sixth, could you clarify one thing? Use it when you need a clearer explanation.
Seventh, before we wrap up, use it when the meeting is almost finished.
Eighth, I can follow up by email. Use it when you want to continue after the meeting.
Here is a real-life meeting example. "Can I add something here? I see your point, but I think the deadline may be too soon."
That sounds clear and respectful. It also sounds like something I could actually say.
That is the goal. Simple phrases help you participate without needing a perfect speech.
Now it is time for a mini speaking challenge.
Please answer out loud in a full sentence. You can pause after each question.
Question 1. How would you ask to add one point in a meeting?
Question 2. How would you politely disagree with someone's idea?
Question 3. How would you ask someone to explain one thing more clearly?
Question 4. How would you say you can send more information after the meeting?
Nice work. Speaking up is not about talking the most. It is about adding something useful.
Let's organize what we learned. To enter the conversation, use, "Can I add something here?" or "May I add one point?"
To speak during a fast discussion, use, "Can I jump in for a second?" or "Sorry to interrupt, but..."
To disagree gently, start with, "I see your point." Then give your reason clearly.
To ask questions, use, "Could you clarify one thing?" or "Sorry, I may have missed this."
And near the end, use, "Before we wrap up," or offer to follow up by email.
Question of the day. What is one meeting phrase you want to use to speak up?
For example, I want to use, "Can I add something here?" or I want to use, "Could you clarify one thing?"
Write your answer in the comments if you can. Try to make one full sentence with your phrase.
Thank you for practicing with us today. One clear phrase at a time, you are getting more ready to speak.
Try speaking up once this week. Keep practicing, and we will talk with you again next time.